I went to the local fruit and veg farm yesterday and I picked up this beautiful bunch of Rappi. It was a joy to find them, absolutely a joy. I can't wait to cook them. And as the time goes by, you find that the Rappi actually have on the stem, so these ones don't have them, but on the little stem they have a little broccoli Rappi. As the months progress and this season goes, you'll find a little broccoli at the end of them. Oh, there you go. This one's got them. And they're called broccoli Rappi. But they're actually called Rappi. There is no other name for them except for Rappi. They have continued and they have continued their original name, which is a real dialect name, Rappi. It's pure joy. I'm going to cook them today. So I got the Rappi and I just wanted to show you how to clean them. They already are pretty clean as it is. So you cut the stems of the ends of them. And you cut each stem, because sometimes the stems can be very hard when you got to boil them and it takes them a lot longer to cook. Now, this is just beautiful. I can't wait to cook these up today. I'll show you how to do them. I'm going to boil them up in some hot water. You don't add, I've learnt this, you don't add things that are from the top of the earth in cold water. You add the things that grow on the surface of the earth, you add them in hot water. The vegetables that grow on the bottom of the earth, you add them in cold water. So that was one thing I learned and I thought was great methodology to learn. Now I'm going to just quickly see the little broccolis in these little ones there. Can you see the little broccoli? Beautiful. So then you add them in some hot water to clean them. Great way of cleaning them. They're already, these ones that I bought from the farm have already been pre-cleaned by the looks of it. They won't take much. I reckon I'm going to do this procedure probably about 2 times. My nonna used to teach me to do this. So just hot water and just washing them, and we'll do that 2 times. So this is the second time that we're going to do that. Rinse it out. I've got a little colander over here. Put everything in the colander, and at the moment I've got another pot going to boil. So once the pot boils, it's a good idea to have that ready. So while you're cooking that up, you could put the pot on at the start, so it saves you time. Yeah. And you can see in the water that it's still, this is the second time, and you can see in the water that the water is clean and that there's no dirt. So I've washed them twice and there's no dirt. It's just the little leaves from the Rappi. The water is boiling now at a really high temperature. I've added a pinch of salt, and now I'm going to add the broccoli Rappi in there. They won't take long to cook, probably about 10-15 minutes. These used to grow very widely in Sicily in a campagna. Today we buy them from a campagna in a different way. We used to buy them, they used to pick them in the campagna. They were for free. Today we buy them in the campagna at the farm. I actually bought these on the local farm. It's in Dromana. It's called Torello's market, and they really sell a wonderful range of fruit and veggies that are locally grown, really A grade almost, and some of the stuff is organic. So we'll boil them for about 10-15 minutes. So the water's now gone to boiling point, and just stirring occasionally. I would say just keep stirring until it all subsides and saturated by the boiling water. So why do we have to cook them for about 10-15 minutes? It's the stems, these stems. They need to cook, because it's not the leaves that take longer, it's the stems that take longer. And in some cases, if you don't cut the stems right at the end, depending on the quality and the seasonal produce of the Rappi, if they've been depending where they came from, so if they were cultivated organically, they won't take long to cook. But if they're cultivated in a different environment and they are forced to grow, then these stems will take ages to cook. I'm hoping that these ones are going to just take 10 to 15 minutes to cook. So just keep stirring occasionally. You don't have to constantly stir, as long as it's just saturated with the water. Go off and have a cup of coffee and then come back at it. It's not constantly. See these roots there? That one there is going to take a little while. Might not take a little bit while. They just hopefully take 10 minutes. So 10 minutes have passed. I ended up doing a little bit of vacuuming while I was waiting for this to go. And you can put your fork right through the stem and it goes right through. So you know that way that the stem is actually an organic Rappi. When they are done artificially and grown in a different hemisphere or in a different environment, the stem is hard. So this actually is an organic, beautiful, from the lovely farm in Torello in Dromana. Now we've just taken it off the stove and we're going to strain them. You don't need none of the juice. So this is the way I strain them. I leave them in there for a couple of minutes. So in a frying pan, just drizzle some virgin olive oil. I've put some virgin olive oil and I'm going to put a teaspoon of this garlic that I've made. It's called confit garlic. If you don't have confit garlic, you can use a couple of cloves and just crush them. I'll use about half a teaspoon of this and I'll put it on the frying pan. So I'll let that heat up in the frying pan. So as I said, if you don't have any of this, I'll show you how to make this confit garlic in another video. Just use 2 or 3 garlic cloves, crush them and put them in the frying pan and allow them to just absorb and heat up with the hot oil. Now, some people like to add chili while they're frying it. You can add chili in this one. There's 2 people in this household. One loves chili and one doesn't. So what I usually do is I just fry them in the garlic and then add a little bit of cayenne pepper on my side. Or if I've got more time, I will add a little bit in another pan, a little bit of fried chili, and then add half of the Rappi in with the fried chili. You can see now the confit garlic is just absorbing the oil. Once it absorbs, you just add the broccoli Rappi. Another minute of this. Now this is going. Now I'm going to add the Rappi in there. With a beautiful texture. They're nice and green. Just gorgeous. Now this in Italian is called soffritto, means to fry. And these are what make them really, really delicious. They need to be fried. Fried and absorb the beautiful texture of the garlic and the virgin olive oil. I had a little bit of virgin olive oil that I used, that I bought from the Mediterranean in Brunswick. It's a beautiful little store that I go with my husband Marco, and we visit and we buy all the beautiful imported products. But there's so many beautiful virgin olive oils that you can buy from Australia or get them imported. I actually have my own beautiful Sicilian organic virgin olive oil with my own logo, Nonna & Co. And in the middle of that you can see Carmela's Cucina class in that. And you can see a picture of my mother and my two nonnas on each side. When I did that logo, I can't tell you how much I cried. Those women were my mentors and they helped me to achieve a place in my life where I could feel it was my own with their help. And so this is beautifully frying. Look at that, look at the texture. Now this one, usually what's cooked with this, what we usually eat is the fennel sausages, but today I'm going to cook a couple of chops on the side and some fresh pasta dura bread.